Hey guys, what's up? So back today, we're gonna be talking about herbs and why they don't work. And this is actually a topic that's very near and dear to me because I have a lot of experience with this. And the truth is, a lot of people say I used herbs or I tried herbs and they didn't work. And you think, okay, maybe the herbs just don't work. So I took some medication and that worked for me. And now it depends how you're using them. There's lots of different ways that people use them. I use a completely different approach than most people. I do not use herbs for symptoms, generally speaking, unless absolutely needed, and only as support. You want to use herbs to get to the root cause. Just like anything else I do, I'm looking to get to the root cause. Sometimes there's cases where you can use them to ease the symptoms to help, but ultimately you want to use them to get to the root cause. So there's four main reasons why herbs don't work and how you can change your approach to using them. So first one we got here is we got poor quality. Second is not enough of the herbs, which is very, very common. Actually, these two are super common. Wrong one. So again, this goes back to the symptoms. You might be trying to treat the symptoms. Might not be the right herbs for the job. There's a lot more to know the herbs than most people think. And then the diet matters when you're taking herbs because herbs are ultimately food, medicinal food. So you want to look at your diet. If your diet's not on point, it's not going to work a lot of the time. So you can't just take herbs for the most part and get results. Sometimes you can. There's some very powerful herbs, but a lot of times you won't. You need to change some things from that department. So let's talk about poor quality. I would say the majority of the herbs on the market are poor quality, poor mixture. A lot of the tinctures are made with more alcohol than they are the herbs. So I only rely on a few current kind of herb manufacturers and makers at this point in time, like three that I primarily use. There may be some more out there that I haven't experienced with, but these are the three I use and trust. And I'll talk about those. But yeah, you want to look out for the poor quality, and which you can't really. So most of those herbs that you get in like the Walmart or most of the stores, generic brands, they're just not great quality and not going to produce results. The second most common thing is the not enough. So a lot of them will say like, oh, take 2 of these capsules 2 to 3 times a day, and that's what's going to get things to work. And my experience is you need to take, especially with depending on your specific issues, you need to take a lot more. And if it's an acute phase, so you have a raging infection, you need to take sometimes these herbs every half an hour, every 20 minutes, and to kind of get the results you need. Now the things with herbs you don't really have to worry about is like the herbs are food, they're nutrients. Just like a lot of other foods, and they are not going to harm you. There's some specific instances of herbs where you need to probably look out a little bit more, but for the most part, majority of the herbs you're going to use, you're not going to have any problems with that. So make sure to use them. Like specific example of this I'll give 2 examples actually. My brother had an abscess in one of his teeth, and he already had it drilled out, but the abscess was still there. And they said they couldn't do anything until the abscess, cleared up to kind of fill it up and take care of that. So he was just totally super swollen in the face. So I had him take a ton of herbs. Had him take a ton of vitamin C complex. Usually that's best in whole food form. That's how I recommend it. And I had him take him garlic galore, and then I think maybe an infection formula if we had that on hand. I don't know. It's just whatever he had on hand. And I'm like, literally, you need to take multiple cloves of garlic every half an hour, as well as the vitamin C until it subsides. And what ended up happening is the pus actually started literally coming out of his mouth, which is disgusting, but it started coming out and pouring out. And by the end of the day, the abscess had totally resolved. Now, if he had just done the antibiotics and stuff, that probably wouldn't have resolved for at least 10 days. It could have gotten worse. And it was actually a pretty bad abscess. And you have to know what you're doing. You have to have faith in these instances and experience. And I've had enough experience to know how these things work. Another one was recent for me, actually. I get this horrible, I don't know, some kind of viral infection, basically clean up some crap out of me. And I went to violent shakes actually when this started. And through the help of my wife, because I was somewhat incoherent, I had her give me the specific herbs like garlic and things, and we just doused me with herbs, and I was done with that in about 24 hours. And this was like she had never seen me this sick in all the time we've been married, which is over 8 years, and she was just like freaked out about it because she'd never seen me like that, and I hadn't been sick, if I can remember at all, like that. But we were able to get rid of that in 24 hours, where I know people who've gotten similar things, dealt with them, have gone weeks, sometimes even months of trying to to heal from those. So herbs are really powerful. Again, the other thing with the herbs is typically using the wrong ones. Meaning, like, you're like, oh, I'm going to use some willow for some pain relief. Oh, I have a headache, I want to use some feverfew. It might help a little bit, but this is absolutely the wrong approach in my book. The approach that you want to take when using herbs is you want to use what we would call like detoxifying or cleansing herbs to start cleaning out your system and using nutritive herbs and different specific herbs as needed to heal the specific systems as they need it. But the first thing you do is you got to start getting the eliminative channels moving. This is where people do it wrong. They're not getting those eliminative channels moving. This actually goes with diet as well. You need to get the elimination channels moving in order for everything to work out as it should. All right, so start with eliminative channels. The bowel is my number one go-to. That has a lot of brain-gut connection. That's going to clear up a lot of stuff. And you got the kidneys, liver, even going through the skin and the blood as other channels. And of course there's parasites, heavy metals, different things like that. There's a lot of different things which we're not going to get into. But again, that's one reason why herbs don't work as well as they should. Last is poor diet. If you're eating a piss poor diet, typically these herbs aren't going to work that well unless you're taking a lot of them, which I usually recommend if you're not getting results, you need to take more herbs, right? But still, if you're having a really poor, lots of fast food, lots of high sodium, high fat diet, it's going to be hard for these herbs to work as they should. So you need to clean up, get a lower fat diet typically to kind of help eliminate things, and at least start getting more water, more greens, more fruits and vegetables, more raw food, even more cooked fruits and vegetables. Just get a higher plant-based diet, and that's going to get you a long way. So this is, again, kind of the top list of why herbs typically don't work. And if you follow what I've said in here, this is how those herbs will start working for you. Now, the top kind of manufacturers I recommend are Dr. Schultz. His herbal products are top in my book. You have Dr. Christopher's products, which was another herbalist who his son and daughter-in-law currently run that company. And then you have Global Healing Center, which is another one that I would highly recommend. Those are my top three. They have great products. I really like Dr. Schultz is my favorite out of the bunch. He makes some really powerful formulas. A little more pricey, but it's totally worth the extra cost, all right? So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you get a lot out of it and kind of help you to learn how to use herbs better to actually get results.